Now we are going to have a very quick, in fact, the shortest Izaak de Rijcke slide deck ever. If I could have, I think it's called ODDC Final or something like that, up please. That's it. I'll give you Izaak de Rijcke.
Thanks, David. And as David said, this will be your shortest slide deck ever in your life, I promise. And having said that, I need to apologize for feeling even compelled to come and speak again and appear in front of all of you. I feel compelled because Sue used my name yesterday during convocation lunch. And her speech, her talk, her presentation as Surveyor General was bang on. She talked about communications. I listened to her talk, her presentation about the importance of how communications lies at the center of what we do with our clients. It is a necessary skill set for all of us to successfully deal with the public. In my work, I do this when I deal with clients by asking first and foremost the question, what does success look like? How do we define success when my engagement with you is over? And sometimes clients have a very difficult time expressing it, so we talk about it. We communicate, and through that process we define what success looks like. And sometimes with some startling results. Sometimes it means that the client understands at the outset that success isn't necessarily winning a case, which might, for many lay people, seem shocking if they find themselves embroiled in litigation and having to work with a lawyer. So, let me bring you down from an altitude of 50,000 feet down to 500 feet. I don't think I did this on Wednesday with this information because there were many puzzling questions about this entity. How can AOLS do this? Who instructed AOLS to do this? When were we asked to okay it? And who stands to profit? I want more details. How do I buy shares? And in my view, these are all very normal reactions. They're human reactions. And they're also very good questions to ask from business people. You're all business people. One way, shape, or form, you need answers to these questions. And so I sat down at a table at lunch yesterday, the convocation luncheon in this very room, and at the table sitting next to me was Professor Costas from York University. And I sat down and Costas said to me, what is this ODCC? What is that? And I said, well, you know, it's actually quite simple. I'm surprised you're asking me the question. And I grabbed the menu and drew this out. And I said, ODCC is a company. It's completely owned by AOLS. MPAC and Union Gas are here to write a check, and they want to do business. They want to buy a subscription to data, and it is a purchase from only one entity. Their version of what I think Shoppers Drug Mart or Staples uses as a euphemism today, the easy button, right? MPAC doesn't want to deal with 120 firms. Union Gas doesn't want to deal with 100 surveyors. So this is the gateway. They want to buy a subscription to data, and it's a purchase from only one entity, and it was AOLS Council that authorized the incorporation of ODCC to accomplish this. AOLS owns it, AOLS controls it, AOLS guides its policy. And most important, AOLS sets the governance controls. Because governance has to be aligned completely with the public interest. In turn, ODCC purchases limited data sets from a number of survey firms on a go-forward basis. Contractual controls are in place to limit a very narrow use and application. No purchase of plans is being contemplated in this model. And so Costa said to me, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you explain all that to everybody when you were talking yesterday, on Wednesday? And I said, you know what, he's right. This is the road ahead, and there are many issues. In fact, my head spins when I try to think of all the many issues to be addressed and resolved at the same time. I only come to terms with it in my own head if I break it down and say, yes, there's privacy issues. Yes, there's data management. Yes, and so on and so on. We've got to crawl before we can walk, and we need to walk before we can run. But right now, we are crawling in order to accommodate some very surprising results from only a few 100-day projects. Other 100-day projects may soon be looking for a connection or a gateway to implement data solutions from land survey firms. Unfortunately, I left the menu laying around on the table, and during dessert there's I think some chocolate and some strawberry that slobbered over it. No, there was no wine served. No, not wine. It was the strawberry that did it. So I thought this was helpful, and I thought it might have helped in answering some of the questions that kept lingering on after Wednesday. Thank you, David.